पश्यत्याद सत्यादीन गौरवाणी प्रसादी जय जय गौरचंद आरती का शोभा की जय गौरचंद आरती का शोभा जानवी तटवान जगमन लोभा जानवी तटवान जगमन लोभा दक्षिणिता चांद बामे गदधार निकटे अद्वैत श्रेणी वत्स छत्रधार बसी आछे गोरा रत्ना सिंहासन आरती करेन ब्रह्मा आदि देवगण आरती करेन ब्रह्मा आदि देवगण नर हरि आदि कोरी चमर धुलाया संजय मुकुंद बासु गुलशादि गाया शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला मधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परमरसाला मधुरा मृदंगा बाजे परमरसाला शंख बाजे गंध बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे गंध बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंट बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंख बाजे घंट बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे निताय गौर हरिबो 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 गौर हरिबो निताय गौर हरिबो 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 गौर हरिबो बहु कोटि चंद्र जिनी वदना उज्ज्वला गला से बना माला कोर झलमाला शिव सुख नारद प्रेम गद गद भक्ति विनोदा देखे गौर संपाजा जय ओ जय गौरचंद आरजी का शोभा जानवी तटवान जग मन लोभा गौरांगे रसिक शोभा जग जन मन लोभा गौरांगे रसिक शोभा जग जन मन लोभा गौरांगे रसिक शोभा जग जन मन लोभा जग जन मन लोभा जग जन मन लोभा जग जन मन लोभा हरि बो हरि बो हरि बो गौर हरि बो निताय गौर हरि बो हरि बो हरि बो गौर हरि बो Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Jaya Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra Mai. Jaya Radha Madhava, Shri Radhe. Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद लाद दायिने प्रहलाद लाद दायिने हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षः शिलटङ्कानखालये शिलटङ्कानखालये इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामितो तो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामितो तो नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदय नरसिंह बहिर्नरसिंह हृदय नरसिंह नरसिंह मदीं शरणं प्रपदे नरसिंह मदीं शरणं प्रपदे तब कर कमल वरेण कामद्भुत श्रृंग दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृंग केशवधृता नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे अब कर कमल बरे केशवधृता नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरि रूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव 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 Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. जय नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय, भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we welcome everyone to New Kalinagram Dham, Baltimore, the abode of Nitai Gaur Sundar, Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai, and most beautiful Sri Radha Madhav. First, I'd like to thank you, Pujaris, for dressing deities so beautifully. Today's feast will be cooked by Jayalalitha Mataji and her team, so it will be very wonderful. So I think Premdham Prabhuji is here. We have a wonderful group of kids, and this month is month of Gita Marathon, and we're trying to distribute as much books as possible, trying to get Gitas, so we can send all the way to many places like hospice, motels, VA, and also all the way to Indonesia, Bali, where thousands, I don't know if devotees knows that, Indonesia is 85% Muslim, I think 95% Muslim, but Bali is 78% Hindus actually. So it's amazing that, and how many, right now I think the G20 conference going on there also, but unfortunately the Hindus, they're being converted at a rapid pace by the Muslims there. And I think some of our devotees went there and met the many people there, and they don't have any scriptures, they have some old scripture, they don't have Bhagavad Gita. So we're sending, our goal is this year to send as much Bhagavad Gitas there and connect with them. They saw some Bhagavad, they're very happy to be part of that. So we're trying to do that. If you like to sponsor, you can always find, I think you can make Adokshish Prabhu and try to sponsor for that one. Also, I think last week we announced that our devotees in Ukraine, they're going through a very big hardship right now. As you know, Russia has bombarded there, all the infrastructures are gone. They don't have any electricity either. They're using generators, so they are in urgent need of generators for their many centers. They have like, Ukraine is one of the top ISKCON centers where thousand devotees are there, and very sincere. Many of them are like spread out everywhere, but all these places, the Ukraine winters are very harsh. So they're trying to get almost like 40 generators so that they can live through this winter, so that will be very difficult. So we're collecting Lakshmi from there and sending to all the Ukraine through via West Virginia. If you're interested in supporting Ukraine initiative, you can talk to Adokshish Prabhu. Next week, we'll be sending checks to West Virginia, and that will go to Ukraine for that one. And then I think today our wonderful kids and under guidance of Shyam Bhakti Mataji and Premdham Prabhu went and did a lot of book distribution. I'll have Premdham Prabhu speak about it.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. So as a community, we've been coming together as a unifying force, distributing Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. And as we all are certain of the mystical strength of the book of Bhagavad Gita, how it can invoke blessings, it can bring forth a change in everybody's life. So with that mission, we have been going forth and distributing Bhagavad Gitas. Today we had a very special day. We had some kids that came us from the community that came out to distribute books. And there's one right here. You can see these 4 kids. They were talking to this person, and as you can see, that person he was not from India, not from that kind of background, and he had no knowledge, but still he was very, very, very happy to see those kids coming with the mission of spreading the knowledge about how to get rid of stress and anxiety, how to, connect with the higher self. And so you can see that there's Nicholas, and this is some devotees went to Virginia. So we have not just been limiting ourselves to Maryland. We've been going across states now, literally. So we have some devotees who were in at a store in Virginia. So that's one thing. And yes, please, yes, if you want to clap, that's good. Yes, thank you. before and told them about the glories of Bhagavad Gita. And there is a video of this, a girl from our congregation, and she's teaching the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to a person who's not at all aware of the mantra. I'm not sure if it's on mute. It's on mute, Shyam Prabhu. Can we get the volume for it? No? Okay. Without the volume. But yes, so she's from our community. She's a very enthusiastic youngster coming forth for distributing books. So please, so we have just been, so this, as you know, the Gita Jayanti is coming close. And in the Vedic tradition, Shastra Dan is a very important factor in everybody's life, because Shastra, it goes across generations. It's not limited to one generation. So when you give a book to somebody, they can keep it, their children can take it, their children's children can take it forth. So So yes, I will request everybody to please take part in this Shastra Dan. It's a very, very auspicious place to invest your hard-earned money, because whatever you give in this, it kind of converts into knowledge for some people. And then we also send these books to prisons, hospital, hospice cares, where people have no access to this knowledge, and they're really in a very precarious situation in their lives, and they're really looking for some solace. And what better a solace than Bhagavad Gita for them? So we have a table outside, so please reach out to us. Please, one box is for $121, which contains 24 soft Bhagavad Gita, soft cover, or 16 hard-covered Bhagavad Gitas. So we can distribute them on your behalf. You can take it, distribute to your friends and families. But please come forth, please help us in this mission, and take those blessings that this whole Shastra Dan invokes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
It's good. It says Shastra Dan, goes to generation. I thought you would say Shastra Dan, which will go in this generation only. Yes, Shastra. Yes, right. That's right. Thank you, Prem Prabhupada. Really appreciate that. This is the mood Prabhupada always emphasized, that every temple should become a Sankirtan temple, and where everybody goes out and spreads this joy, which we are all experiencing there, of Krishna consciousness there, to other people who are waiting and looking outside their houses that somebody is going to come from Krishna conscious and make a life happy, because people are very distressed. We saw during COVID how many suicides have happened, how many still people are distressed, but there's nobody give them signs for that one. And we have Bhagavad Gita as it is, which can really spread the heart, change the heart of people for that one. Without taking too much time, we'd like to welcome the speaker for today. He's a very special friend and very wonderful preacher. His name is Vrindavan Vijay Prabhu. Hari Bol. Prabhuji doesn't need any introduction. By the way, before I forget, we have I think in December we have a quiz contest for Bhagavad Gita, quiz contest for the kids. I don't know how many kids have enrolled. We have almost 95 kids already enrolled from Canada, from Virginia, everybody else there. And there are only like 10, 15 seats left, basically. I think this is the last week to enroll. If you wish to do, the first prize of winning the Gita will be an iPad. Second one will be an Apple Watch. Keeps your kids fit, basically. But it's a wonderful way that kids can learn Gita in a very, very wonderful way for that one. So Vrindavan Vijay Prabhu doesn't need introduction. I have known him for more than 15 years. He's just amazing devotee, amazing preacher. He used to run a very beautiful Rath Yatra in Harrisburg. He's a great preacher. He runs an excellent Bhakti Vriksha center where like 8 or 10 families comes. And now he always believes in one-to-one relationships. So every day he talks to people, encourages them, all his Bhakti, many members, and try to encourage them a Krishna consciousness for that one. He lives all the way in New York and drives all the way from there to come here. And it's a pleasure to know him. Thank you, Prabhu, for coming. Hare Krishna. All devotees, can they come a little bit forward? Because so other people in the later part can come back. So there's plenty of space. And Prabhuji promised he's not going to bite everybody to this. Okay.
Hare Krishna. जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनि रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनि रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधे जय जगन्नाथ बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय नीताय गौर सुंदर गौरा नीताय जय प्रभुपदा जगद्गुरु शीला प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा हरि बोल ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So we'll reading a verse from chapter 18, verse 65. You can repeat after me. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru मामि वैश्यसि सत्यं ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे। मन्मना भव मद्भक्तो मद्याजी मां नमस्कुरु मामि वैश्यसि सत्यं ते प्रतिजाने प्रियोऽसि मे। So I'll read the translation. Always think of me, become my devotee, worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So this is, we have Gita Jayanti coming very soon. This is on December 3rd. And this is December Marathon is also ISKCON December Marathon. So book distribution, as Neil Madhav Prabhu had just announced. So it's a very, this time of the year, it's very nice. This book marathon started some probably 1970s. In Western countries, this is the shopping time, the celebration time. The people come out to buy the gifts, do the shopping. So that book distribution became very successful. So with that success, it's continued from those times like now. So it's a big event now. And we distribute a lot of books during this month in December Marathon. So this verse, so we have, it says, Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhya ji mam namaskuru. So this month is, especially in this month, like, no, this is, we'll talk about this verse and then we'll discuss some book distribution. So, Bhagavad Gita is a very special book. It's not a material book. This is not like any material textbooks what we have. Like this is completely like it's a spiritual book. It's not. This contains the words spoken by the Lord, the Supreme Lord Himself. That's the speciality of this book. This is Sripad Sankaracharya says in Bhagavad Gita Mahatma, Bharat Mrita Sarvaswam Vishnu Vakrad Vihinitram Vinishtritam Gita Gangotupam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate. So that is the power of this book. Once we are convinced and we read this book, Gita Gangotukam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate. So it is Bharatasya Amrit. So Bharata is Mahabharat. So this is the Amrit, this is nectar of Mahabharat. So Lord Krishna himself had churned that ocean of Mahabharat through Arjuna, through Kauravas and Pandavas, and taken out that nectar in the form of Bhagavad Gita. in the form of Bhagavad Gita, and he is given this nectar to us like now. So this is, there was another nectar we hear that during the Samudra Manthan the nectar came out too. But there's difference between these two nectars. And what is the difference? The nectar which came out of Samudra Manthan by churning the milk ocean, that what it does, it increases the lifespan, our lifespan. Once you drink that, your lifespan increases. But ultimately, so all the devatas, they got the nectar, they got the long span of life. But at the end, they have to come back and take birth again. Brahma bhunna loka punaravartano Arjuna, mam upetu tu konteya punarjanma na vidyate. That nectar which came out of the Shira Sagar does not take you back to the spiritual world. That just keeps you here. Probably you get longer span of life in higher planetary system, some more enjoyment, but at the end, Chine punne mat loke vishanti, you have to come back. You have to take birth again here. But this Gita Amrit, which Lord Krishna has churned out of Mahabharata, that once you have that, punarjanma vidyate. So this is the speciality of Bhagavad Gita. This is the speciality of this nectar of Bhagavad Gita. So what we have to do, we have to be convinced of it. We have to read study ourselves. We have to convince of ourselves of this teaching, knowledge given in this Bhagavad Gita, and go out and give it to others. Janm sarthak kari kara para upakar. First we have to tighten our belts, then help others, right? So we have to tighten our belts, we have to janm sarthak kari, we have to learn ourselves, and then try to go out and help others like. So you can help others in many ways like this. Not necessarily the sitting on this Vyasasana and teaching, giving a class is the only help like now. All these are, there are so many ways you can connect the people who are to the Lord, connect to the other people, to the devotees, to the Lord. And that is also part of preaching. Bringing the people to temple is preaching. Helping with any preaching efforts is preaching like now. Helping like now. So this book distribution team, they're distributing books. If we physically cannot go out with them to distribute the books, at least if we can help them financially, help them with your money, help them with some other, you can ask them if you can do some administrative work for them, do some financial management for them sitting on and in your home. With whatever way you can help based on your situation, material situation. So this is all comes man mana bhav mad bhakta madhyaji mam namaskuru. The Lord is asking for 4 things from us here. What are those 4 things? Man mana. Give your consciousness to me. Give your man. Apna man aap mujhe de do. Man mana apna man mujhe de do. Where is our man? Where does our man reside? Where does our man reside? Wherever we are attached to, whatever our asakti, wherever our asakti is, there our man resides. Our asakti is in our family, that is where our man is. Our asakti is in our job, or business, or whatever it is like. So so what we have to do, man mana, Lord is saying, this man is mine. It's not yours. Even we are Mamai Manche Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Even this body is not ours. Like no, all the Democrats are claiming nowadays that right on our own body. That abortion issue going on, right? But this body is not ours. We cannot claim any right on this body because this is not ours. That's the basic flaw in that philosophy. And this body is not ours. We are, Mamai Vanshe Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, we are this man, this body, we belong to the Lord. We belong to the Lord. Lord says, this man is mine, give it to me. So man, we have to give our man, we have to fix our consciousness, our mind onto him. And how can we do it? So this, if you don't do that, what happens? Even if you're chanting Hare Krishna, our mind is somewhere else. We have to practice abhyas and vairagya. Abhyas is do what is required again and again. Vairagya is not do what is not required. So abhyas and vairagya, by abhyas we can bring back our mind, bring and focus it on that. So bring our mind, give our mind. Lord says, man mana, give your mind to me. This mind. How can we do that? Hearing and chanting. That is the process. More you hear about the pastimes, the Krishna Katha, about the Lord, about the scriptures, more you read, study, hear, and chant, hearing and Shravanam and Kirtanam. More you do it, you'll see that you can successfully just withdraw your mind, withdraw your consciousness from the sansar and fix it on the Krishna. Artificially, if you try to do it, just try to control your mind, it's not going to work. When you withdraw from something, but you have to attach with something like that. So we have to withdraw. We have to withdraw our mind from this sansar, it's material world, material things, our asaktis, our attachments, and attach it to the Krishna. And that can be done by hearing and chanting. We have to be like this rope of association of devotees. We have to tie our mind with that rope, a rope of association of the devotees. Always like this, be in the association of the devotees, and that will help you to continuous hearing and chanting like. That will improve the quality of your chanting like. That is the essence. That is the essence of all the Vedic scriptures. Essence of all the Vedic scriptures is bhakti. And what is the essence of bhakti? Essence of bhakti is chanting the holy names of the Lord. The essence of all this Vedic literature is bhakti. And essence of bhakti is chanting the 6 holy names of the Lord. So this is important. Lord says, man mana bhav mad bhakta, give your mind and consciousness. When we say man, that is our heart, our mind, our intelligence, our conscience, they all come under this man. You're not saying, look, I was like this is, I'm not giving my intelligence, I'm not giving my heart, I'm just giving my man. That doesn't work. Man includes everything like our consciousness, so that is called man mana. Mad bhakta, become my devotee. That is, what is Prabhupada has translated bhakti as devotional service. Serving the Lord. What is the goal of bhakti? What is the goal of bhakti? To please the Lord, to satisfy the Lord. Sam siddhim haritoshanam. So all this what we do in bhakti, all our activities, the goal is to please the Lord. That's the only goal. There's no other goal. So whatever we do, if it pleases the Lord, that is called bhakti. You have to make sure that it pleases the Lord. How can you please the Lord easily? By pleasing the Vaishnavas, pleasing the pure devotees of the Lord. So we can serve our Guru Maharaj, our other Vaishnavas, the pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada. That pleases the Lord. That is bhakti. Ultimately, that is pleasing the Lord. And how can you serve Prabhupada? In this month of December marathon, distribute his literature, distribute his books. And if you can't do it yourself, help other people, help the people who are doing it like now. If you cannot physically go out and do it because of your time constraints or your material situation doesn't allow that, at least help them in different ways. Whatever you can, there are so many different ways. Talk to the devotees and ask them like, Prabhuji, I cannot come with you, but let me know how else I can help in this way. How can you use my help? Right? That is bhakti. That is Lord is demanding here. Man mana bhav mad bhakta, become my devotee. Become my devotee means only do those activities which pleases me ultimately, which satisfies me. So this is bhakti. The distributing or helping with this distribution of the books. It's what it does, the distribution of books. It connects more souls to the Krishna. It brings more, gives them the opportunity, otherwise they have no opportunity. There's so many examples, so many book distribution stories where people are just getting a book of Srila Prabhupada, they have become devotees. So many stories like this. This Bhagavad Gita is a transcendental book. It's not a material text book. This is Lord himself. It's non-different than the Lord himself. These are his own words. Abhidnat Nama Namini. Nama Chintamali Krishna Chaitanya Ras Vigraha. Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhinnat Nama Namini. There's no difference between Nam and Nami. Although Tulsidas says in Ramcharitmanas, Nam is even higher than Nami. Because Nam we have access to. Nami, we do, in our current situation, we don't have access to personality of the Lord. But we have access, we can chant, we can use our tongue to chant the names of the Lord. So we have access to his names. And that is how we can purify ourselves. We can purify ourselves. So for us, in our state, even Nam is more accessible, so it's even higher than the Nami, the Lord himself like. The holy names of the Lord is very, very important. Chanting the names of the Lord. Chanting. So there are so many. There was one professor, Prabhupada was giving a lecture, and this professor, he stood up and he was asking a question. He said, Prabhupada is kind of challenging and argumentative mood. He said, Prabhupada, you just said that essence of all the Vedic literature is chanting. But that is not right. Essence of all the Vedic literature is Vedanta Sutra. That is, and this is, and he's talking. Prabhupada asked him, like, are you finished? Okay, sit down now. So he sat down, Prabhupada started talking, and he gave reference from so many scriptures, like, from Gita, Bhagavatam, all these scriptures. So all these scriptures, ultimately, the bhakti is the conclusion of all the Vedic literatures, and the essence of bhakti is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Right? So this is what Prabhupada was talking about for 15 minutes, and he gave so many references, and this man was convinced. When this man was convinced, Prabhupada said, did I answer your question? He said, yes, Prabhupada, can we do the kirtan now? He was convinced. So this is power like. What is this last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam? That's a conclusion of, what is that verse? Nama Sankirtanam Yatsya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamnastam Namam Harim Param. So that's the last verse of 12th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The conclusion of everything is chanting the holy names of the Lord. Why is it so? Because we are in Kali Yuga. And the Yug Dharma for Kali Yuga is chanting the holy names of the Lord. And there are umpteen number of references like Kaleo Dosa Nidhe Rajan Aste Ek Mahan Guna Kirtanad Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Vrjet. Kaliyug Keval Naam Adhara Sumir Sumir Nar Utrahi Para. Kaliyug Dosa, this Hare Naam Aiv Kevalam Kaliyug Naste Gataranyatha. So many references. So Prabhupada gave all those references, and finally this person was convinced. So this is the people like devotees when they are. This shows our compassion, as Neil Madhav Prabhu was talking about. He just mentioned that we want to share this joy which we are experiencing. We have coming to Krishna consciousness. We are feeling some kind of happiness from inside when we chant the names of the Lord. We want to share this joy with others. Seeing this is compassion, Vaishnava compassion. Vaishnavas, all these Vaishnavas are very, very compassionate, right? So this is Sant Hridaya Navanita Samana. Navanita is butter, makhan. Makhan is very, very soft, right? Ramcharitmanas says, Sant Hridaya Navanita Samana. So the sadhus, their heart is very, very soft. When they say someone else suffering, it melts. As butter melts with little heat, same thing, their heart it melts like. To go out of the way to help them like. That is our compassion. If we have come to this process, if we have taken up this process, if we are feeling the joy of Krishna consciousness, feeling the enjoyment from inside, happiness from inside, then let us be grateful to Srila Prabhupada, and with that to go out and distribute that to others like. That is Vaishnava compassion like. We have to, we have to follow the process, and once we are convinced, we have to go out, and this is a very valuable knowledge in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, this is once one of the devotee, disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he went to King of Indore, and he was trying to give him books, Bhagavad Gita and other books. And this King of Indore, he did not take it. So this disciple came back to Srila Prabhupada, and he told Prabhupada, this man, King of Indore, he did not take the books. So if he did not take the books, so Prabhupada said, yeah, no problem. My books are gold. If you don't have enough money, if you have only 10 rupees in the pocket, you cannot buy gold and go to a gold shop and buy a gold. If you don't have enough sukrati, you won't even come to this process like now. This is Vaishnava's compassion. A lot of people in the street, they don't have this sukrati so that they can come to the temple, they can connect with the devotees. The devotees, this devotee's compassion to go out, show them the book, talk to them, that gives them sukrati. Guru Krishna kripa paye, bhakti lata beech. Brahmand brahmate kauno bhagwan jeev, Guru Krishna kripa paye, bhakti lata beech. This is the Vaishnava compassion. We give them sukrati. We go out and meet them and talk to them, ask them to chant. When they they chant, they see the book, they touch the book. Even just seeing and touching the book gives them a lot of sukrati. Even just by touching Bhagavad Gita, by looking, seeing at Bhagavad Gita, because it's a transcendental literature, it's not a material literature. It gives them sukrati, and that sukrati may bring them life. Prabhupada said, my books are gold. If you don't have, if you want to eat, enjoy samosa, you go to 5-star hotel, it's 1,000 rupees, and if only 200 rupees, you cannot enjoy the samosas there. Right? Krishna consciousness is not cheap. You need to have some sukrati. Then you have to eat outside in a dhaba. If you have only 200 rupees, right? So you have to have that sukrati. Purva sukrati. So this is Prabhupada, and we have to appreciate what Prabhupada has given us. What Prabhupada has given us, that writing this, Prabhupada has taken that huge task of translating this literature, the Vedic literature, into English language. Before Prabhupada, there was nothing, hardly anything available in English literature, English version. There's nothing there. He translated so many books, and it's not that. How many of us can do that job like? He did it in a short time. He gave us 84 books. A huge books like Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, all the huge books. So this is the work, what he had given us. That is called thanksgiving is coming. So it's called we should be grateful, and we should reciprocate with that gratefulness like now. And that reciprocation is going out and giving it to others like now. Helping, if you can't do it, help our preachers, our book distribution teams like now, so they can go and preach and they can make more devotees on your behalf. Prabhupada like this, he wrote commentary, purports like now. Purports on all these verses, Sanskrit verses. How many of us would have, without this availability of literature in English, how many of us would have gone to learn Sanskrit or Bengali to understand Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat? None of us. That was, we will not have access to that literature like now. And his writing the commentary involves so many things. It's said, writing a commentary involves 5 steps. There's the Padakched, first you do Sandhi Vichhed of all the Sanskrit words are very intertwined like now. And the wrong Sandhi Vichhed may end up like meaning a wrong meaning like now. Padakched, and then they say meaning, the contextual meaning like now. Padarth, pad arth ukti, that is called contextual meaning like now. It is important because same word may mean different in a different context. You have to contextual meaning of that. So that's called padarth ukti. Then vakya yojana. In Sanskrit, there's nothing in sequence. It's not like English. Subject comes first, then verb comes, and then object comes. It's not like Sanskrit is not like that. Sanskrit, any word can be anywhere. You have to arrange them to make a sentence. You have to make a vakya. That's called vakya yojana. Then you have vigraha, to expand, to give meaning to each compound words like now. And then you have tarka. Then you write purport, give tarka, give your arguments. Why what I am saying, in favor or in against, or to refute the other philosophies and support your philosophy. You have to give arguments in favor and against. So all this is involved. And when Prabhupada was doing, he was doing this at 12 o'clock in the night. Can you believe it? 12 o'clock in the night. And it's not that whole day he was free and was sitting and thinking about what I'm going to write tonight at 12 o'clock. He was not going out and discussing with everyone, I want to write purport on this verse. Prabhu, could you give me some points? No. The whole day he was busy in traveling, in temple management issues, all those devotee problems, temple problems, land dealings. He was busy the whole day. And then in the night at 12 o'clock, he'll start writing. He had dictaphone, he'll start speaking in the dictaphone, and then his transcribers will transcribe it, later type it. He did not have the luxury to go back and correct them. Whatever is spoken in the dictaphone is that final. How many of us like now, when I started my job, I remember that in India, to send one letter, it used to take half day. Well, I'll give it to my steno, I'll speak, he'll do the shorthand writing, he'll go and type in those manual typewriters, old days, and then he'll bring it to us, and then let's say, like, change this, change this, change this, change that. He'll bring it again, change this, change. We started at 9 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock, the letter is still not finalized. Like. Just one letter, probably couple of paragraphs like. Prabhupada was speaking on the dictaphone, the hours and hours and hours like, and not going back and correcting anything like. If we started doing that, he would not have given us 84 books like. So he'll speak, and then when the book is printed, he comes back, like he looks at the book, he'll go through it, but there's no opportunity to change anything like. Probably if we write something, you have to change whole thing, everything like now. You can't even, like, I'm giving you an example of writing in one letter. So Prabhupada, there was one time Prabhupada was talking to reporters, and one reporter stood up, and he asked Prabhupada, how are you writing this literature like, translating this? And Prabhupada said, Krishna is speaking to me. Krishna is speaking to me. So that reporter was bewildered completely, like, what Prabhupada is saying, Krishna is speaking to me, for him like it was. So then this reporter, he asked one of the disciples of Prabhupada, who was standing next to Prabhupada, what Prabhupada is saying. So his disciple explained to him, Prabhupada was sitting there, he was also there. What Prabhupada is saying, that Krishna, he's praying to Krishna, Krishna is blessing him so that he is able to write. Prabhupada turned to him like, who's this? I did not say that. I'm saying Krishna is writing this. Krishna is speaking to me. I'm not saying that Krishna is giving me blessings so that I can write. Krishna is writing this. So these what Prabhupada has given is not ordinary, it's transcendental. It's given by Prabhupada said this, that Krishna is speaking to me. And if you think about it, the whole day you're traveling and you're busy, you're so tired, and at 12 o'clock and you start writing this translation of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is not writing a folk tale or a story or something like, no. This is such a transcendental literature which was compiled by Vyasadeva in its maturity. Such a high level of philosophy. You are sitting like at 12 o'clock when you are completely tired for the day, for long day of work like now. And you start writing and you have no opportunity to go and correct it like. So can you imagine, this is all we need, so we have to appreciate that like. And it's not that whenever preaching, it's not because of our efforts like, no. It's because of the mercy of the Lord, mercy of Srila Prabhupada like, no. So this is like if we just go out, even if so we should never think that, oh, like I don't know anything, how can I preach or how can I distribute the books like, no. Whatever you know, yare dekha tare kahe Krishna upadesh. So whatever you know, whatever little you know, just go out and spread, give it to others like, no. Maybe like you can help others like, no, to connecting with the Lord. So this is so devotees like, this book distribution efforts like, this is Gopal Krishna Maharaj, like once he said, the December month I don't travel. I sit in Delhi and supervise this December marathon book distribution. So I don't travel in December. So this is how our Guru Maharaj, this senior sannyasis line, how seriously they are taking this effort of book distribution. And all our like the way this is very, very important. This is the only way we can go out and connect others, bring it others and connect them to the Lord. Like. This is otherwise, if we sit in the temple and wait for those people to come here, it's going to be long time like this. Not that easy. Right. So this is, we need to come out, help, sponsor, like this, whatever way we can help this book distribution team, we should do. They are doing a great job. Like not all of us have the same skill, ability, same level of like same skills or ability that we can go out and distribute the books ourselves too. So that is why it is important. Sometimes like there was one time there was a person who read just one sentence from a book from Coming Back, the book on reincarnation by Prabhupada, and he just came back, like he read that line somewhere, and he came back to buy that book for a book distribution. Devotees were distributing the books, and they have a table set up. And he asked, Prabhuji, I'm looking for that Coming Back book. Like, so Coming Back book, the devotee did not have that book. He said, Prabhuji, like I don't have that book. You take this teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. But devotee, the book distributor, they are not going to leave you like this. They'll give you something like that. So this, he started, essence is same, Prabhuji, like Coming Back and this book, essence is same, just take this book. That devotee said, like, I had a big problem and I read one line from that book and that solved my problem. So I'm looking for that book. So he says, yeah, like Prabhuji, like that book is not, I don't have that book, but if you come next time, even this book may go like now. So that devotee bought that book like now. So devotees, book distributors, they are very smart. So this is, there was another incident like in a train. In Mumbai, in a train, the devotees were distributing books. And so devotee was like saying, Punarjanam ka Vigyan, Punarjanam ka Vigyan, Punarjanam ka Vigyan. He was showing that Coming Back book. So one person sitting there, and he says, okay, so you believe in reincarnation? So the devotee said, yes. So, okay, then you can give me this book now, I'll pay you in the next life. So the devotee was quick too. He said, like, the kind of life you are leading, we are not sure you are going to get a human birth again. If you get a birth of a dog, how am I going to do my vasuli? So this is, so that's one Gaurang Prabhu, once he was distributing the books during his initial days in a train, and there's one person sitting there, he asked him, like, no, this is, like, why are you doing this like now? Why you are doing this like, you don't have a job or you are, so he told him, like, graduate from IIT Mumbai. I'm a chemical engineer. I was working. I'm inspired from this, so I started doing this like. So this person said, I'm a filmmaker. I'm making a film on how to get into IITs. Now, probably after meeting you, I'll have to make another film like what IITians do after leaving IIT. So this is book distribution. There was another incident. There was devotees were distributing books. One drunkard came like, no. So drunkard, he was drunk and he came and he was looking at Bhagavad Gita. He saw the first page and then he said, this is not complete. So, and he kept on saying, and the devotee understood that his person is drunk, so he was not giving him attention. So like, this book is not complete. This book is not complete. So this is the second drunkard came that time, like, no, and there's the devotee who distributing the book, he was not giving attention, knowing that these people are like drunk. So the second drunkard, he talked to the first one. He said, are you a Hindu? He said, yes, I am a Hindu. So buy this Bhagavad Gita. Why are you arguing like, no? This is Bhagavad Gita. If you are a Hindu, buy this. So he bought that. He came under pressure some kind. He bought that Bhagavad Gita. Then the devotee was distributing books. He got excited that they can buy the book because he paid the money also. So he said, oh, he showed him the Krishna book. And he showed the Krishna book. Okay, this is also very nice book and you should read that. It's all the pastimes of the Lord and this and that. So this second drunkard, he seems favorable. So Prabhuji was talking to him. And he said, yeah, he gave it to the first drunkard. He said, yeah, buy this book and this also. So he bought that also. And then he realized that this is a guy not buying anything, he's just giving me. So his first drunkard told the second one, why are you not buying like me? Are you not a Hindu? Are you Hindu? You also buy. He also bought like me. So so they said they got like 3 Mahabooks sold in like few minutes. So this is a very wonderful story. There was a person in Germany, he was in coma for 6 months. And devotees went to meet him like, no? And that time his wife said like, no, this is, he's upstairs, but he's like, doesn't respond, doesn't do anything like, no, this is, you can meet him, but the devotee guy, let's go and see him like, no? They went upstairs and saw him, this person was in coma, lying down. They gave him Bhagavad Gita in his hand, and this person came to his senses. He just starts responding. He started responding that I was looking for this book for a long time. Like. Those kind of miracles, there are so many stories of those kind of miracles too. So this book, Bhagavad Gita, is a transcendental book, and not just all these books which have the pastimes of the Lord, this written by Srila Prabhupada, like, no, they're all wonderful books, like, no, they can, even small reading or just distributing those books, and we have to read ourselves and go out and distribute or help the people who are distributing. That is, and Neel Madhav Prabhu has this goal of 15,000 books for this December marathon. So we should, whatever we can help with, please, we should come out and help with that meeting that goal. So this is, it's a very, very nice project. Like, I was very excited sending those books to Bali and helping the people there who are not able to afford the books like. And this is like, I have a friend in New Orleans, like the Christian. He's connected with us, Gideon, the Bibles, right? Those people like, see how much they do? We are talking about $121. He spends his own money and goes to Tanzania and Africa and where, like, he spends like $5,000. He came back and told me, like, I spent $5,000. I was there for 1 month and I went to the villages in Tanzania. We gave them the book. He sent me some photographs. So all these schools, they distributed Bibles to everyone, all these kids like there. We are like $121 a box, like it's nothing like those people. If you hear from them, you'll be amazed, you'll be embarrassed to see that how like we are not doing anything. So like this, he's in New Orleans, like, no, this is still in touch. So those people, these Gideons, they are doing a wonderful job distributing those books like now. So at least for those people who do not have, they cannot afford it, they don't have access. Even they can afford it, maybe they don't have it available. Like. So also we should try to help and spread this message. Lord also says in Bhagavad Gita, whoever spreads this message of mine is very dear to me. That pleases the Lord very much. That pleases Srila Prabhupada. That also pleases the Lord very much. I'll stop here. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Any questions, comments, realizations, corrections? I think it lost its battery, right? Yeah. You can take out this one. No, no. You want to? You have a question? Yeah. You can speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, you mentioned about the book distribution, but I am not a good speaker, so I can go and like speak with the people. But I can do like kirtan and bhajan kirtan. So, what is the best way like to connect the people who are not engaged with our ISKCON, but some people maybe like to listen the bhajan and maybe need our process. So how in this way, how I can go forward like that, so that I can invite more devotees in our temple and like that.
Wonderful, yeah, nice question like now. So not, as I said, like not everyone has got the same abilities and skills like now. But I know that the Baltimore has a team like which goes out in the inner harbor and they do some kirtan to attract other people like now. That's the probably good team for you. You should join that team and help that team like now. So it's like I know you have got that nice skill of singing like now, and you love music and singing like. So everyone has different skill. I don't have that musical skills like now, but at least you can join that team, right, bro? What do you call it? Who should he contact? Yeah, maybe like that's a good thing. We can do in our area too, right? Yeah, anywhere like this, we can go out. I know that DC, the Potomac, they have. I have been with them like now. In a DC, they have a permanent kind of place on the street side only, but they have like permanent setup, and they go and take turns. The devotees take turns. They go there and they just chant and sing for hours. Like the devotees they take turns. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely, yeah. We do some little prasadam distribution too, right? So this is. Thank you, Prabhuji. Nice question. Anyone else? Any other questions? All right. Thank you. Hare Krishna Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Madhav Bhagavan ki jai. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. आप सभी भक्तजनों की जय. Hare Krishna.